Lilith is not mentioned in the Bible until Isaiah. And Isaiah would be 1,500 years away from, about 1,000 years, 800 to 1,000 years away from the Genesis account, right? This is when the name Lilith appears in the Bible, and it appears in Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 14. And even when you see it, when you read it, you don't notice it unless you're reading something that is Hebrew. Out of the New King James, Isaiah 34:14 says this: "The wild beasts of the desert shall meet with the jackals, and the wild goat shall bleat to its companion. And also the night creature shall rest there and find her place of rest." Okay. In the footnotes of Isaiah chapter 34 in the New King James, it has the literal meaning of night creature, which is howling creatures. But then it has the Hebrew translation of that word, or transliteration of that word, night creatures, and it is Lilith. It is Lilith. And so I will then go to my Strong's Concordance and I look up Lilith, and it comes up as 39:17 in the Hebrew. Now here's what it says: Lilith, a female night demon. This night hag, a name of a female night demon haunting the desolate Edom. Okay, not Eden, as in the Garden of Eden, Edom, as in an entirely different place. Okay, we can see where if someone thought that she was haunting Eden, they could put this thing together, but it actually says Edom, which is a different place. It says it's probably borrowed from Babylonian. It's a late Hebrew translation. Lilith, or Lilith, comes from Assyrian as a female demon. These legends grew in later Judaism, which is in that Second Temple period or beyond, where they began to give Lilith these demon characteristics. Now, the literal translation of Lilith is an owl. That's what it says. If you're looking at your Strong's Concordance and you look right at the top under Strong's Concordance, Lilith is an owl. As a matter of fact, in the King James, the original King James, it says a screeched owl. The NSB says a night monster. The New King James says also a night monster. The ESV version says a night bird, which again gives the idea that this could be just an owl. And because this owl is out in the middle of the night, there's a lot of folklore around owls being spirits or being some kind of scary thing. When you look at the Strong's Exhaustive, it says screeched owl from Lilith, a night specter or screeched owl. And so somehow this owl or this night bird became a monster, became a demon, which turned into what we know as Lilith. And so this idea of Lilith grew throughout history. And so even the time that Lilith is mentioned in the Bible, or where people cite it, is so far away from the Genesis story that Lilith could not have been and was not a part of the original story. And so one of the questions that somebody asked me says, well, was Lilith Adam's first wife? No, she wasn't. As a matter of fact, Lilith was not a real person. Number two, was Lilith the first woman? No, she was not. Adam and Eve. Eve is the first woman. Was Lilith oppressed by Adam and she rebelled because of Adam's commands? No, Lilith didn't exist. And Eve was not even oppressed or suppressed or under Adam's thumb. Eve actually had freedom and autonomy.